a 3-2, decision.
My bad. By the way, we just went live just so that you're tapped in on it. We just went live. I accidentally
All right.
didn't hit the live button. So
All
just
right,
to
run it back.
let everybody catch up real quick, we're talking about Pereira's knockout.
Right.
MTK stoked on how he dog walked Ankalaev. I was just kind of touching on the fact that sparring footage dropped last week, and Pereira was showing a different style than he showed in the Magomed fight.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well, yeah,
he went
and
forward,
I think,
knocked him
yeah,
out
and I think
quick.
too, it's like, that's what you want to see from a champion, right? I think a lot of people were, they're like, oh yeah, you were sick and you were a little bit injured last time, and this time he showed he showed another level. He put it into another gear, as they like to say, right? He might have
Mhm.
been going in four. He put that 5-6 and went hands down.
Mm-hmm. He said he was injured in the first one, so that also played a factor. I'd say injury and then confidence without that takedown, without having
And
to
he said
worry
he
about
was
getting
sick
taken
too.
down.
He said he was sick that first fight. That he had
Sick,
just
injured, whatever it was.
yeah,
But he was, locked in for this one and healthy.
yeah.
What do you
And
want next for him?
mm.
He
I mean,
got options. My guy got options.
I think Magomed, deserves that trilogy.
Nah, fuck no.
No, really, yeah. You just want to see the you want
Not
to
if
see the
not if
big.
you get knocked out in 10 seconds. I mean,
Okay,
like we can get into it, but Magomed's claiming injury. He's calling injury.
yeah.
So with
I will
injury,
say
that can
this.
propose a rematch. Like, but
I,
seriously,
I will say this. So last year around this time, we were talking about the super fights, right? And how everything could play out, and none of that played out. None of it panned out. Um, I like what Hamzat said, bro.
you want him to fight Hamzat.
I like him. I like him. I like him throwing himself in the ring and saying, "Hey, what about me then?"
I don't even think Hamza on star power level, which is kind of crazy to say. You could tell me how you feel about it. I'm just saying how I kind of see it. I feel like Hamza
It's
ain't
not a
even
super
on
fight.
the same star power level as Alex,
Yeah,
which is
if we were
crazy to
talking,
say.
yeah, I mean, Hamzat is definitely a superstar in his own right, but if we were to talk about mega fights, superstar fights, yeah, there's just only two names, right?
Mhm.
Really, one name that is the fight that everybody would just line around that stadium to get in there.
Are we talking
So
about
I
John
mean,
Jones and
of
Pereira?
course,
Yeah.
of course, yeah.
Mhm.
I think even Tom Aspinall would take a back seat to that,
Mhm.
even though that would be a good fight as well. But if we were to take the status of these guys and where they're at in their career, I mean, I believe they're both 38. This is it. This is the time. Big money, big money.
And it saves the day. I wasn't a big proponent for John Jones, UFC White House, and all this stuff. But with how it's all played out, if everybody's been paying attention, we don't have an American representative right now. Even if whoever wins in the title fight, the light heavy or the heavyweight one coming up, with John Jones not being in the UFC White House, we're without an American. So could we do a Pereira versus the winner of Aspinall gone? I guess in theory, but again, that leaves us without an American, which enters the caveat now. John Jones is saving grace, Alex Pereira. So
Yeah.
I do kind of like John Jones Pereira, contrary to like what people are saying. Like Demetrius doesn't like that. DJ.
I would say that
He's like give the opportunity to Tom Aspinall, a guy who's been actually working, putting in, the footwork.
yeah, I mean, I would say there's arguments for both sides, but as a consumer, not as like the rankings of a competitor of like the divisions, like as a time frame for what these guys have for their this is a legacy fight for their legacy. They're both 38. This is almost the final run. This is it.
It's not
They
like they
got
got all the time in the world to run this fight.
right, right, and they both could walk away from that fight and being like, "That's it." John Jones beats Alec Pereira, bro. He will say, "I am the greatest of all time. Fuck Tom. Fuck everybody. I did what I needed to do. I'm gone."
Mm-hmm. And it's for the most accolades. And Pereira just see, John Jones been saying like Tom Aspinall just put in work, right? Put in work, and maybe your name will be big enough one day.
Right.
Aspinall still hasn't defended the title, right? It took him all this time. I know the UFC honey dicked him. I know John Jones honey dicked him. But this is why I was going off the narrative. Aspinall should have said fuck John Jones a long time ago and racked up a bunch of title defenses. Because what has Alex done? Let's go over it real quick. 2-division champion, okay? 2-time light heavyweight champion, okay? 3-time UFC champion. He's won the title 3 times. That's not including defending it. I'm saying a 3-time champion where he got it from not having it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's crazy to do that. 3 times.
And not in a decision. Not in a decision.
Right. Like, not even including title defenses now. We could go on. I think he had 2 title defenses. One against Jamal, or I think maybe he got the vacant title against Jamal or something like that. Defended it once against Yuri. Lost it to Magomed. Then rematched Magomed and got that lick back. So all I'm saying is Pereira has added another accolade to his resume in the time that John Jones stepped away. That is enticing for John Jones.
Oh, yeah. John Jones wants that, bro.
And it's the 2 most accoladed guys. It's almost like, I'm thinking about it as we're talking, it's almost like our equivalent to a Mayweather-Pacquiao back in the day. Yeah,
I agree.
They were expiring on their careers. There's only so much time to run it. They got all the titles, right? At their time, nobody else has more titles, more accomplishments.
Bro, not only that, the way they would, let's just say they do the White House, right? The way they would sell it is like, bro, that would be like equivalent to watching the Super Bowl almost in the United States. John Jones, an American, it's showing.
That's why you need the American.
Yeah, exactly, and he will live that up. He will boast that. You know what I mean?
Of course he will. Yeah.
He's the perfect person to play that role for that as an American at the White House. I mean, you would get so many people that don't watch the UFC to tune in, just because they're diehard Americans. Mm-hmm. It'd be crazy to see. Actually, that would be so fun.
And they got to go American theme for the White House. I was doing a stream yesterday. I was thinking spitballing ideals. You got to get Joaquin Buckley on there. You got to get Sean O'Malley versus Corey Sandhagen on there, right? Imagine Buckley versus Brady.
You got to get Strickland on there.
Yeah. Hey, Strickland versus, he's calling out Fluffy. We'll get into that later. But I just mentioned one I want to get your thoughts on. Imagine Buckley versus Brady, UFC White House.
Yeah, I like that.
Good shit, right? 2 Americans.
Yeah.
Corey and Sean, 2 Americans.
See, you know what? And it's interesting, too, because if you look at all the other shows they put together, let's say the French shows, the Australia shows, right? Mm-hmm. They're Brazil shows. They're packed heavy with all the people, the fighters from that region. The United States have never really done a card where it's just,
We don't get that.
We don't get that.
What they do is they go regional for the city. But they barely do that anymore,
Right. They do that. But we've never gone American, you know what I mean? That would be fun, too.
This would be addressing us as a country versus they normally, regionalize the fighters.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So they go to St. Louis. They'll sign 1 or 2 guys from St. Louis. Bro, but we're bringing out our best American representatives.
I'd put the homie Bryce on there. You got to put Bryce Mitchell on there.
These are great fights. And then, I heard this last week, Marab is apparently they claim him as an American champion because he got his American citizenship. Shocker to me. But all I'm saying is now you have an excuse to throw Marab co-main. So we can have 2 title fights, John Jones in the main versus Alex. Hold on.
But what if you did the okay, that's fine. Okay, cool. But what if we did, okay, I'm just going to name some names. You got to have Joe Pfeiffer on there.
These are good names. Yeah, these are our American fighters.
Kayla Harrison versus Nunez.
I guess if Amanda Nunes comes back.
I'm pretty sure she is.
That shit's gone
it's an American,
radio silent.
Right?
We ain't heard shit.
But it's an American version, you know what I mean? That's a mega fight. That's a mega fight. I
don't know about mega fight, but it's worthy of being on there.
Okay.
If Nunes comes back, it's bigger than anything else for women. So I'll give you biggest women's fight possible.
Yeah. For women. God, I'm just thinking of all the degenerate Americans. That's what you throw on there. All the degenerate Americans that
we got some good Americans too, Brady and Buckley. Those are good Americans. Corey, O'Malley. Yeah. But I know what you're saying. We got some radical Americans for sure that the American fans love, Sean Strickland, Bryce Mitchell.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now let me put a little bit of respect on Pereira's name real quick. I made a mistake just because we're talking fast here. To correct it, Pereira won the title against Yuri Prohaska, and then he made 3 title defenses: Jamal Hill,
Okay.
Yuri again, and then Khalil. So we're talking 3 title defenses on top of everything else I just said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? These are crazy accolades. Name another fighter. Like, I know Merab got 3 title defenses now, but it's very rare for champions to get 3 title defenses today.
That's true. That is true.
3, and then like you said, all by knockout.
Yeah. I mean, all just domination,
Magomed
right? Like,
2, knocked out.
yeah.
Izzy, knocked out. All fucking knockouts, bro.
Yuri, Roundtree, yeah,
Knocked
yeah,
out
yeah.
twice, times 2.
Jamal, yeah, yeah.
Jamal
And it's
done
almost
bad, dirty
And I think
bad.
you said, and I think you said this last time. Like, I forgot where we left off. Olberg, does he deserve that next fight?
So I got some more context on this whole Olberg situation.
Yeah.
Okay, so Olberg came out last week. Olberg turned down Yuri for UFC Perth.
Okay.
Now, I was of the belief of like, okay, if you're turning down Yuri for UFC Perth, then Yuri's going to get this shot whoever wins between him and Khalil. Like, you can't be turning down the higher ranked contender and, like, you know what I'm saying, take an easier fight, get an impressive win, and then politic. Like, if you got offered Yuri, you turn that down for a lower ranked fight, you know what I'm saying, that's on you. Like, I didn't know that when I was saying Carlos is next.
Yeah, yeah.
Carlos got asked about that by Ariel. Here's Carlos's explanation. He basically admitted to turning down the fight. So let me give it to you in terms of how he said it. Basically,
Okay.
he felt that he was injured. He was injured. He had an injury.
Okay.
And just to make it clear, Carlos was initially offered Prohaska for UFC Perth. Okay? He turned down Prohaska for UFC Perth, the one that happened last week.
Mm-hmm.
The reason why he turned down Prohaska is because he felt he was too high level of an opponent. He had a slight injury he was facing, and if the UFC wanted him to face that high level of an opponent, he needed to push it back to November to heal it for another month. Or if they want him to take that UFC Perth card, give him an easier matchup. Word for word what Carlos Olberg said.
Interesting.
So yes, you did look out for yourself in your career, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Yuri accepted the fight against you. You asked for a lower ranked opponent. You got it. You protected your injury, but Yuri just went out and knocked out the guy who actually fought for a title recently, you know, and lost to Pereira. And then he came back and dominated Jamal Hill, right? That's who Yuri just got the win over. Yuri also knocked out Jamal Hill before that. So, like, you know, I think that Yuri completely deserves it over Olberg at this point in time, regardless of Olberg's excuse as to why he turned it down.
Okay, so here, I mean, it's hard to give Yuri another shot when he's lost twice to Pereira.
That's the other thing too. So let me add this in there
And
as a
where
caveat.
I was going to go with this is
Yeah.
who does really Pereira need to fight next? Like, honestly, Alex is a fight to make, you know, unless, I mean, I like the Hamzat fight because Hamzat would just take his ass down. That would be a tough fight.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
What do you think about the fact that Olberg turned it down for the injury?
I think yeah, he's protecting himself. I think it's not that, you know, warrior mentality. You know what I
Should
mean?
he still
Like,
get the shot over what Prohaska just did?
I think now he needs to run it with Yuri.
So he almost has to run it with Yuri.
In my opinion, yeah, bro. Like, okay, so that's who you were supposed to fight. You both just came off a win. Yuri showed another level in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yuri showed he's a warrior.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, he was done.
Yeah, he was done.
He was done.
He was losing that fight.
He was losing that fight, and that I have so much more. I've always liked Yuri, and I during the, I know we're kind of going all over the place, but it's the same like realm.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the broadcaster was talking about like technically Roundtree is better than Yuri.
That's what he showed throughout that fight.
Yeah, he was showing it, and for whatever reason, Yuri said fuck it and just went Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't stop. And you love when fighters do that. That's
Bro, I
crazy.
even said when I watched it live, just to put it in context of how like stoked I was for Yuri, I was like,
Yeah.
dude, this is one of those performances where like you could literally shed a tear over. Like that's how good it was.
A fight of the year nominee?
Yeah, or like like you said earlier, like inspirational performance of the year. Like they don't even got that, but I'm just saying, you know, like that was one of the most like inspirational, motivational victories like you could ever see. Like that's the embodiment of like fighting. Like when you hear about
Yeah.
guys being like, go out there and go take it. You hear about the coaches all the time when the fighter's down 2 rounds. Like Yuri,
Yeah.
that's the clip you show. Like
Yeah.
this is the blueprint now. Instead of like the coach telling you in the training camp, they should show you like if you're down 2 rounds, when I say go for it, this is what I'm fucking talking about. And he
Yeah.
put on
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
Yuri knockout. It's like this is it right here. Put yourself in the fire. Either you get knocked out or you fucking knock his ass out. But also, you know, use strategy. Like, because Yuri was moving his head heavy in that. People be talking shit about the head movement. But Yuri, if you look at the replays, Yuri was slipping and ripping Khalil.
Oh, he looked horrible those first 2 rounds.
In the first
Like
two, yeah,
his
but when he put that pressure, it was crazy.
well, and it was interesting too because like I said, there was a tale of two halves because it was like traditional boxing and technique. Roundtree was just showing he was levels above Yuri. Yuri has this freestyle type of thing where he kept slipping. It looked disgusting. It looked bad. I was like, that, ooh, this does not look good. And he said something too, I think, in the post fight, like, oh, there's a reason why people put up their hands. And now in his mind, he's like, oh, I'm gonna use that as a tactic. That's all crazy this man is, bro. Like he's out there just trying to prove to the world that he could just go in there and freestyle and win with the Warriors mentality. I think if he was to really sit down with somebody that said, "Hey, we love this, but let's add this too. Let me give you some technique to kind of add into this equation, and who knows what you could do."
Mm-hmm.
I think that someone really needs to sit down with them and give him some game, some like real, hey, we love this side, but let's add this too.
Yeah, shit. I don't know. He said, like, if you look at what he said in his little statement he released today, he says, like, even, I guess he would even partially agree with what you're saying because he's like, man, like, I didn't even show 50% of what I'm capable of.
Right.
But so, I mean, I don't know what happens between the training room and when he enters the octagon. I mean, I know
Right.
what happens, but you know what I mean? He
He's a
loses
real
his mind out there. He just
UFC
turns into a full on fighter, blacks out.
Yeah, he really does. He just like fuck it, I'm just gonna go in there. I'm just gonna he's a reactional fighter.
Yeah.
He wants to go in and see how it is gonna be. And in his mind, he's thinking like, well, if I were to run into you on the street, there is no blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to, sharpen it up a little bit because that style too of like throwing caution to the wind is great, but it won't work every time. Because if Roundtree was a little bit smarter, Roundtree would have, maybe tried to take him down. You know what I mean? Like he could have countered that.
Right. If what's his name? Khalil had more of a well-rounded MMA game, but Khalil is notorious. He doesn't shoot takedowns and stuff. So you shoot yourself in the foot when you do that, right? Because you can't even out the fight. Imagine if Khalil did have a takedown in his arsenal, right? To be able to. That's a great point. Because you could have won that fight. One takedown, right? To stop you from getting finished. You win that fight, or at worst, you lose 10-8. But if you get the takedown, you stay on top. You're probably at worst lose a 10-9 round. And then you win a decision.
And what was interesting is I thought it was 5 rounds in the beginning. I was like, oh shit, this is only 3 rounds. Like, oh damn, I was wishing it was a 5 rounder. I was like, damn. I was like,
and then that brings the other question, right? That's why you do have to have a well-rounded game because Khalil couldn't last. He couldn't even last 3 rounds with that, let alone 5.
that is crazy.
Prohaska put a crazy pace. And that's when you got to shoot that takedown. When they're all gas on the fucking, all foot on the, whatever, however you say it. All gas. You got to be able to fucking shoot that takedown and suffice it for a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So, anyway.
I feel like my screen just went like tint.
Maybe it has a little bit of a pink tint to it.
Yeah, right? Just out of nowhere. Like, what that happened?
Last thing I'll say, I do feel like Khalil should probably run it with Magomed. If you remember, he was on Joe Rogan's podcast, Khalil, and he like refused to talk about Magomed, like was really upset over some of the shit talk online. So Magomed lost, Khalil lost. I say Magomed and Khalil run it, bro. I think that's a good
So you
fight.
think are we so Yuri, Carlos, Roundtree, Magomed?
Something like that. Or you know what? I don't know, because it makes it tough, because I do think it's somewhat like this, right? The UFC, Alex might go to them and say, I want to fight for the heavyweight title. And they're like, we can't do that for you for your next fight. Maybe the one after your next one, right? We can't promise you within 6 months, like that shot with John Jones or whatever you want to call it. And then they'll say, so you can have your pick. Who do you want to defend your title against? Yuri, third fight, probably not ideal for you, or would you rather do Olberg? So I think ultimately Pereira might even choose Olberg just for the sake of a fresh matchup, and we might just end up getting stuck with Pereira versus Olberg. Because I do think Pereira is going to be able to make the choice. We're all wondering, like, right? Like, is it Yuri who gets it? Is it Olberg? Should Yuri and Olberg fight each other? I feel like it's all going to come down to Pereira making his choice. He gets his pick.
Honestly, I mean, from that press conference, I mean, Dana made it sound like whatever Alex wants.
Right. But Dana was kind of like, I just don't know about about moving up to heavyweight yet. He did kind of say that. But you never know if Dana's negotiating. You know, you never know.
Yeah, but I think if they really look at, like, when they go into their war room, you know, they really look at that a mega fight, it's just right there sitting for them, regardless if Tom wins. I mean, I don't know how you pass up on that opportunity.
You ever heard the saying, like, step over $1 for a nickel?
Yeah.
That's actually, I got that one from Dana White. He used to say that about Tito Ortiz. But yeah, that would be stepping over $1 for a nickel. Like, what are we doing looking over this John Jones Pereira matchup for something else?
Yeah.
Like, I know that it's difficult because you want to go with merit, and then, like you said earlier, from a consumer perspective. But, like, you got to go in the middle of that, bro. And sometimes, for the UFC White House, it can't all just come down to merit because it's a special event. It doesn't have to ride off of merit necessarily. It's UFC White House, right?
Yeah.
And like I said, this is our equivalent. This is MMA's equivalent to Mayweather-Pacquiao.
Yeah.
In a lot of senses of the word, not just the matchup of their titles, but at their age, how much longer we have for this to be ran. You know what I mean? Like, let's run that. John Jones, fucking Pereira, fuck the merit.
What's that song in the Rocky movies? Living in America.
Oh yeah, what? I don't know, but
that would be what John Jones would walk out to with the flag, bro. It'd be epic.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
That crowd, it would be just crazy.
It would be crazy.
Like, they would look back, the UFC would look back and realize they missed out on a huge opportunity if they don't do it. I don't know. If all my money would be riding that they do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna think that they do it too, because like I said, I think you're stepping over $1 for a nickel, and I think they know that. You know, it's kind of too obvious not to book that one.
It is, 100%.
Like you said, it's right there in front of your face. They're asking for it. They're basically like giving you something on a silver platter, and you're not gonna take it. Like, it's the best deal you can get. These guys.
Yeah.
Have we really talked about Merab versus Corey? I feel like I'm a little exhausted already of talking about UFC 320. If I'm just being dead honest. But if you got something to say, maybe you can spark some.
Let's see. Well, there was just a recap. I mean, Merab did Merab, right?
He did Merab. He actually rocked Corey bad in that second round, right? Corey had a great first round. Shout out to Corey on that first.
He almost caught him, like he said. Like, he showed just multiple things, right? He just showed that, you know, he's the machine. B, he almost knocked him out. Super humble afterwards still. You know, he didn't like, you know, be like some of these other guys. Like, I love that part of him. A good champion in that division. And Peter Yan, I think he even said it too. I like the fact, you know what? Oh, this is what I was going to tell you. By him saying Peter Yan's name, he did Peter Yan's job.
Mm-hmm.
All Peter Yan has to go out and do and say, let's run it. That's it. He just has to respond to it. Like, instead of Peter Yan having to beg to get the fight, he's already putting him there to do it.
Yeah, he's propping up Peter Yan, and that's what I love to see from certain champions when they you know when they're lining up their fights. Right?
Yeah.
I do like to see that from champions. It just shows the level of professionalism and awareness of the division. You know, and it gives
Yeah.
that illusion too that like they really are the A side. You know, because it, like you just said, Merab just did his job for him. He chose him, right? And all Peter Yan has to do now is just say yes. So I like it. I like it when they take control. Volk used to do that a little bit, and probably only like Volk kind of did that.
But see, like if I was Peter Yan, I'd be like, dog.
Izzy used to do that.
I'd be like in his DM, like, dog, let's go. Thank you, bro. I'm gonna sell this so much because you just gave him the carrot to sell it.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, since we're just like live, let's just look it up. I feel like maybe we could even give Peter that credit because if I'm not mistaken, I think he might have responded something saying like first fight I was injured. These guys love a good injury fucking excuse. It's like, but then they turn around and everybody's like, every fighter's injured going into the fight. So it's like, which one do you want us to go off of? Like, is every fighter injured, or you know? So he goes, good effort from Corey, but Merab was better. Can't wait to test him next. That was a reminder that rematches can look very different from the first fight. And, you know, Peter. Oh, he's talking about Pereira there. So Peter really only just responded saying, good effort, Corey. Merab was better. Can't wait to test him next. So that's his subtle way of responding.
I'd see. I want more from him, but I'll take it.
He definitely, yeah. He could have done more. At least he fucking responded, but he could have definitely said a little bit more.
Yeah.
And Corey, I'm gonna say it again. I've probably said it 10 or 15 times since this shit. Corey versus O'Malley, like please, like this is another one. It's right fucking there for you. These guys have been trying to get into each other's fucking crosshairs for years. You know, like they're just all off of each other's radar. They're finally like synced up.
Yeah. This is the time.
Both coming off of losses to Merab. They're two of the best names in the division. You know what I mean? Like they're two of the best we got. Whoever wins this kind of is like, okay, bounce back, comeback story. Like because they're respectable wins. Like anybody who beats Corey, anybody who beats O'Malley, you got to get respect. And so one of these guys is gonna get respect for getting a victory there.
And this is what I see. Like if I think he beats Peter Yan, and I think it gives Alexander Pantoja the opportunity to move up, and we can make another super fight. Because Alex Pantoja, he's defended his, I think 5 or 6 times.
Pantoja move up.
He's going through that division.
The crazy thing is Pantoja and Merab both don't. Merab doesn't want to go up, and Pantoja's on the record saying he doesn't want to go up either.
But I think there will be more of an incentive, like in a year from now. You know what I mean? Like he beats one more person, Merab beats one more person. They throw some money at it. He doesn't have to cut as much weight. He's kind of getting older. It makes sense.
This sounds like a diss, right? And I don't mean for it to be a diss. I'm so sorry that he's getting. I'm not gonna say his name. Shoot. I'm gonna say his name.
Who?
I could see something like, because I was gonna say the flyweight contenders have to look bleak. You know, like there really has to be no benefit for Merab or for Pantoja in one of those opponents for him to be like, fuck it, I'm just gonna move up. Like this opponent don't got shit for me. And I'm actually not gonna drop a name. I don't want to be rude. There's no need to give an example.
But he's getting to that point. He's
getting to that point. I could see that happen within the next calendar year. Like within the next 12 months, I could see him getting to a point where it's like, you know what, like this is the next contender, but the name value just isn't there. I got to move up.
Remember they threw they threw Asakura at him, right? They're about to throw Josh Van at him because he's having a nice little run. But if he walks through Josh Van too and be like, hey, there's levels to this. The kid was too young. It was too fast. He's a competitor. He's just not ready for this. Look what they did with Steve Erceg, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that's a tough fight for Joshua Van. Of course, you're going to take it. But the other thing I was going to say, just off this fight card, it was a setup.
What?
Patchy.
You know, I didn't watch that fight, so this one's all you. Let me know.
Bro, what's crazy is that, he lost, right?
Yeah, I heard it was close, but again, I didn't watch it.
It was close. I give him that. However, bro, he was a Bellator champion.
I know, losing to like a UFC like fucking new signee.
It was his first fight in the UFC. It was on the early prelims.
His second.
Are you sure?
Are you talking about Patchy or his opponent?
his opponent.
I don't know anything about his opponent. I thought you were talking about Patchy.
Thank you. You did that. You know what? It was a set, bro. This dude lost. I'm like, wow.
Fall
Hey,
from
remember
grace, or I guess he
said,
wasn't even up there to fall in the first place.
who was the dude he lost to before Mario Batista?
Oh, no,
Yeah,
Mario
Mario
Bautista.
And then he said at the press conference, I gotta run it back with Mario.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, bro, he overlooked his opponent and he lost. That dude, I watched the fight. It was close. Neither of them walked through each other, but the dude fucking gave him a fight, and he was able to do enough in the judge's eyes to edge out a win. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy work, bro.
So let me bring this to you, because I'm actually kind of like, this is something I'm seeing something on X right now. It's the first thing that pops up on my timeline, and it's the same thing with Patchy. So let me go Patchy first, and then bring to you the other thing that just backs up my point or my question. Patchy comes out after the fight. Not even Patchy necessarily. I mean, Patchy did. Patchy said he had staph or he was battling some bullshit. But it's like Merab also comes out at the post-fight presser, and he's making excuses for Patchy, saying Patchy wasn't healthy going into the fight. That's why he lost, or that's the suggestion. You also got Magomed coming off the loss. You know, I was injured. So it's like, as much as I want to give credit to these guys for being injured and not seem like a fucking asshole for like not caring, because I know that it's tough to go in there, but it's like, at what point do we draw the line? Like, because it does get to a point.
Yeah.
Like, do we, like, I don't know. What do we do with this? That these guys are saying they're injured, but they lost. Like, I'm sure, like, their opponents had injuries going into their fights too, but they won. And they're not talking. That's what I'm saying. Like, is it something where if you lose, it shouldn't get brought up? Or should it get brought up? Like, but with these two guys, you got Patchy, you got Magomed, like, it's getting to a point. What are we going to hear this from everybody? Like, I don't need to hear Corey telling me about his injury. Yeah. At least Corey's just like, I lost.
Yeah, no, 100%, 100%. I mean, there's like,
are you shooting them bail for that? Like, you can if you want to, but it's a genuine question. I'm a little bit conflicted. I want to shoot them bail, but when multiple guys are doing it, it's like, okay, so you get bail. Whoever wants to just like make a post about it gets bail.
Right.
Like,
and of course, you want to, Marab wants to back his guy up, right? Mm-hmm. You don't want to see your guy lose, you know, so you kind of want to throw him a life vest, like, hey, blah, blah, blah. But I think down deep, you went in there, you signed up for the fight. Everybody's kind of fighting through something, I'm pretty sure Patchy thought he was going to win.
Of course he thought he was going to win. And that's the thing that I don't like is like, it's that part. Like you're saying too, they think they're going to win. They take the fight, but then it's like taking the fight with an excuse. It's the same thing as taking a fight on short notice. And then after they lose, it's like not bad for 7.5 days notice. It's like you had your excuse for losing ready to go.
Yeah. The other fight, what's his name? Youssef.
Good shit. He answered all my criticism. I can't say anything about Youssef. Came in there quick. It was a lackluster performance against Calvin. Yeah, that's
the Youssef I want to see.
Right, because Calvin was a boring performance.
Right, and I love his swagger. He's talking about he's going to be UFC champion. I love all that. I know he's young. I want to see him fight a dog now. I want to see him do it again. Do it again. Prove to us again. Like, keep it up. Like, don't, because if you go back in there and you do another boring performance, we're back at square one.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully he doesn't give another boring performance. I know he did call out Lerone Murphy, right? Fuck no. Lerone's got that shot. Ben earned it.
So, we got in front of him Diego, Mozart, Yair, Aljamain Sterling, Arnold Allen.
So let me say something real quick. Like, to your point, I've already kind of sussed that out too. Give him one of those dogs. All of them are dogs. Aljo's a tough fight. Arnold Allen's a tough fight. Name them all. Like, all those. Diego's a tough fight. Like, I agree with what you say 100%. Give him a tough matchup now. Like, a dog. So, because Emmett is this thing. It's the same thing we always deal with, where it's like, Emmett, he is old.
Give him Gene Silva.
Not even maybe Gene Silva, but Gene's coming off a loss. I want Youssef Zalal to get an opponent that's going to earn respect from
But
fans.
hear me out then. Hear me out. If I'm the UFC, okay, trying to get out of the doghouse. You're trying to apologize. Prove it. Fight Gene Silva. Prove that you earned this
But I think
number.
Zalal probably not in the doghouse anymore. He just got
I don't know.
got a 60-second
Because
finish.
here's my thing. Those other guys, Diego Lopez is on another level than Youssef. Aljamain Sterling is on another level than Youssef.
Well, we got to see, because what if Yusuf goes in there and beats him? Then what are you gonna say?
I don't know. I want to see. I want to see what he'll do against Gene Silva, because I think Gene Silva goes in there and he shows that, hey, this kid isn't ready yet. I want his number.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. But let me just go over it real quick, because
And it's a matchup that you can make because it's a young up and comer versus a guy that was a rising star, and that they could both kind of go at each other, and they're not too far in their rankings.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's tough because the UFC likes to match winners with winners. They don't like to match like a guy on a hot win streak against a guy coming off a loss.
I would say yes if Youssef had more like dynamic wins like that. He had one great win like that.
Well, and I've fallen victim to. He has in this win streak, right? He's been signed to, this isn't even counting the win streak. This is just since he got signed to the UFC. He's got 5 fights since getting re-signed to the UFC. The only bad performance was Calvin Kattar. He got a lot of shit for that, Calvin Kattar, but Billy Quarantillo submitted him. These aren't good names necessarily, but Jarno Aarons submitted him. Jack Shore submitted him. Josh Emmett submitted him. So he's not. I was also kind of where you're at, but I also like kind of looked into it more, and I was like, okay, maybe I'm wrong a little bit.
But Diego Lopez, you think he deserves a shot at Diego Lopez?
I do on a 5-fight win streak, 4 finishes. You just submitted Josh Emmett in a minute 38 seconds.
Okay, but I would say give him Arnold Allen. Those other names, I don't think he deserves.
Yeah, I like Arnold Allen. Where's the rankings? Let me see UFC.com real quick.
I think he's 6, Arnold Allen's 5, Aljo's 4.
Let me go. Okay, so to appease you a little bit, I'll go the toughest matchup in my opinion with the lowest ranking, because you're trying to give Zalal something where he can kind of like be in competition to win it. You think he's gonna get blown out from Aljo or something like that. So let me look here. Yusuf. See, I would even say Brian Ortega, but Brian's coming off a loss. So let's let Yusuf's fight up. Arnold Allen, Aljo.
See, and here's my thing too. I think Aljo goes and be like, nah, I'm not gonna fight him. I think Yair's like, nah, I'm not gonna fight him. I think that we already know Laurent's not gonna fight him.
So then Arnold Allen, I'll agree with you.
And what did Arnold Allen win his last one?
Arnold Allen is also on quite a win streak. I think he might have lost to Max Holloway recently though. Has he not fought since he lost to Max Holloway? I don't think he has. Oh, he did. He fought Giga Chikadze in 2024. So Arnold Allen's been out for over a year.
So he won that fight, right?
He won that fight, so he's coming off 1 win.
See, and the reason I say, just to go back to Gene, if I look at the guys underneath him, out of all those guys underneath him, Gene Silva's the dog.
Yeah, but like, you know, and that's fine. Gene's cool and all. I just think with the merit and stuff, it's like, how do you see, if you're Zalal, right? Let me speak as if I'm Zalal. I've won 5 fights in a row, 4 finishes, just submitted Josh Emmett in record time, and you're going to ask me to fight the number 10 ranked guy? Because you're a guy of the rankings too. You always be talking about rankings. So if you're Zalal and his management, that's what they're going to say. They're going to be like, you guys are disrespecting me. Like, you're making me fight Gene. And I agree, it's a good matchup, but there's that argument, and then what's the UFC going to say? They're going to be like, okay, I get it.
I think they say, you still owe us. Yeah,
owe us for what?
No, it's cool, but we ain't cool.
4 finishes in a 5-fight win streak? Just because it doesn't appease, okay, but just because it doesn't appease you, you gotta look at it more from like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know maybe you don't care, but try to look at it from some of these other guys' shoes. Like Dana White gotta appreciate it probably more than you do.
We can agree. Arnold Allen.
Back
up Gene Silva.
If they no need for backups in these types of things. I guess if somebody pulls out, call Gene Silva.
Yeah, I'm just saying if the option A is Arnold Allen, option B is Gene Silva.
Okay. If Arnold Allen gets injured in fight camp.
Yeah, well,
Give
the
a call to Gene
matchmakers,
Silva.
and if they're still mad at him, like, all right, no, we're going Gene Silva, because we know Gene Silva will take it.
Yeah. Okay. Are we wrapped up with UFC 320 yet?
Yeah, I think the only other one was Joe Pfeiffer. He got the win. That was a good win.
Good
I
win.
have to
Let's
admit.
just say respect to Joe Pfeiffer. Nothing
Yeah,
negative to say.
hey,
Respect.
you get a dub. Hey, you shut me up.
Definitely. Also, come from behind. Gotta respect it. Now,
Yeah, he was tested. He was tested that first round.
yeah. Now, to be honest with you, I don't think I'm just looking at UFC Rio, and it's a cool card. Let me just give a quick shout out. Really, we're not gonna spend too much time because I want to talk to you about some of these other topics that have hit. But shout out Joel Alvarez. He's moved up to lightweight or welterweight. Sorry, and
That is
he's
a good
fighting
fight.
Vicente Luque. So we like
That
that.
is a
All
good
the
fight.
low key, all the streets. They love Joel Alvarez, right?
If Joe Alvarez goes in there and gets a dominating win versus Vicente Luque and is scratching that top 15 talks, that's a great person to have in that world, dude. That's just another guy.
Yeah, the streets love Joel
Hold on.
Alvarez.
You know who he should fight next if he wins?
Hmm.
You know who?
Kevin Holland,
No.
Neil Magny. Go from one gatekeeper to another.
If he beats Neil Magny, now we're talking.
Then you got to go to the ultimate gatekeeper. I'm saying if he beats
Kevin-
Luque, you go to the ultimate gatekeeper, Magny.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then you go to Kevin Holland, then you go to Stephen Boyd, and then you deserve to get in.
Dude, welterweight's got such a nice filter of like old legends that could just like test these young bucks any day of the week.
Bro, imagine having to walk through Neil Magny, Vicente Luque, Kevin Holland, Stephen Wonderboy Top. Dude, that's more crazy fights right there.
And the crazy thing is, all of them have like these y'all must have forgot performances in the last year. You know, Vicente
Yeah.
submitting Themba Grimbo, Kevin Holland doing his thing, I think, in a recent fight. Even Wonderboy against Bonfim. It's like, damn,
Yeah.
Wonderboy still got it, right? And
Yeah.
so all these
Yeah.
guys that are old and people think are aging out, it's crazy because in the last 12 months, they've all had some y'all must have forgot moments.
Right.
So like, just know that if you say they're old, I'll show you a tape 6 months ago of them finishing a prospect or something like that.
See, and I think Joe Alvarez is young enough where he could be like, damn, I got to put in all that work just to get in. But if he walks through them, he would be undeniable. He may need to only walk through two of those type of guys to say, hey, I'm in the top 15. Get me in.
Yeah. And so Oliveira, Matthews, Gamrot, I mean, good fight. Not a lot of magnitude, and that's okay. It's okay. I just don't have much to say. Unless you do, we can move on to some
No, you know,
other
the only thing I was going to say is I really like Montel Jackson.
Okay.
Like, I really do. I think
sure
this
he's
is
a
a
good
guy
guy.
to watch. I think he's the guy to watch out for. I think he's going to get the dub. I think he's going to move up in the rankings with this. It's the co-main, and there's a lot of the guys in that division that we've seen have some really good, have been put some really good fights that aren't in the top 15. But I think this guy's someone to watch out for.
Okay, for sure. Let me read 2 chats, and then we'll go into a new topic. Just
The
Drew
homies in the
saying,
chats.
Marab also sold what Jan could give Marab trouble by saying this is MMA and anybody can get caught. My bad, Jew, but I'm having a hard time understanding that one. Marab also sold what Jan could give. Marab also sold what Jan could give Marab trouble. I think he's saying Marab twice. He meant to say Corey on one of these things.
Well, it sounds like Peter. You're saying, hey, Peter Young can give Marab, a run for his money, and in my opinion, I was thinking about that. Peter Yan is he's very high motor.
Mm-hmm.
So, I like that about Peter Yan. I forgot the first fight. Did that go to a decision?
Which one?
Peter Yan and Marab. They fought before, right?
Yeah, it went to a decision.
Okay. So I still think Marab gets him. I think Marab is really showed another class of athleticism and skills, and he's really capitalizing on it, and he's even saying it too. He's getting better, he's growing, he's learning. I think it will be closer than this Corey fight. You know what I didn't like about the Corey fight?
Peter
There was
Yan
a
beat
moment-
Corey.
What was that?
Peter Yan even beat Corey already in the
Yeah,
past.
but you know what I didn't like about that was that there was a moment there in the 4th round where Corey was probably down 2-1. He had an opportunity to do what Yuri did and say, fuck it, I'm going all out. But then it was like we're getting shades of some, some really good, like, maybe beating Marab, and then it was that, and he slowed down, and then Marab took him down, and I was like, bro, you got to go all in right now. You got to go into that fifth tie 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't.
Yeah.
I was disappointed in that.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay.
All right, other topics.
Other topics. So this is the one I want to get into most because this is the most interesting and most factual stuff that I have to back up my evidence.
Okay.
And I would love to get your thoughts on it, especially because it's just like a raw thing to tell you. Conor McGregor been suspended for his drug test, right? Now I did some research on this. Follow me here, okay?
Okay.
The Michael Chandler fight was booked. They canceled the press conference, right? No reason given. That's June 3rd. June 3rd of last year. Press conference canceled, no reason given. Okay? Then, I think it's June 13th, 10 days later, the fight is canceled. The fight gets canceled because Conor reports that he has an injury, a broken toe.
Right.
Caveat here, Chael Sonnen emphatically has denied on several occasions that Conor's foot is broken, or at least called it into question. Chael Sonnen has been on record so many times saying, Conor McGregor claims he broke a toe that we never saw. There was a picture posted that doesn't have his face. It's not a real x-ray. There's not an x-ray photo with his name on the bottom of it. There's no legit proof, even if a photo was given, right? Something like that. With that being said, the same day that Conor pulls out of the Chandler fight, citing an injury, we now find out, spoiler alert for this new topic, Conor's been suspended 18 months for violating UFC Anti Doping Policy. Conor, let me repeat this one more time. Conor, the same day he pulls out of Michael Chandler fight, okay, citing an injury, it's now been revealed that he missed a drug test on that same day. The same day that he cited an injury, it's revealed he missed a drug test on that same day. So you tell me, you know what I'm saying? Is that all a fucking coincidence, or is there smoke where there's fire?
No, there's smoke where there's fire on that one, for sure.
You know what I mean? Because even if you did break your toe, that's no excuse, right, for missing a drug test. Those are 100%. Two completely separate things. So, but you're saying you broke your toe, right, on the same day you miss a drug test. In my opinion, it's even like if you were to try to connect the two, it makes sense. If you break your toe, you could still get a drug test. You're sitting somewhere. You could still piss. You're going to piss anyway. You don't stop pissing because you fucking, you know what I mean? Your blood doesn't stop pumping because you got a broken toe. So that's not even an excuse. And then he goes on to miss another drug test on the 20th. Then they check back on him on the 21st and he misses another drug test.
Wow, that's crazy.
So again, is it your toe that's broken? Why are you...
What are these like PEDs?
Well, he's just missing drug tests, meaning they're showing up to where he's supposed to be and he's not there to get a drug test.
Okay. Gotcha.
So it's called failed whereabouts. He has a location in their database. They pull up on him and he's not there. And 3 different times. So on the same day that they pulled up on him and he found out...
That's hella suspect.
Yes, and then what's also suspect is you didn't just miss it on that one day on the 12th, but you missed it on the 20th and on the 21st. And then you exited the pool.
Yeah.
So it's like it's all getting worse. You missed it on one day, okay? Make your excuse the fucking foot injury. So you can't get drug tested a week later, and then not only a week later, but then so they missed you on the 20th, and 24 hours later you're still not available? Oh, and then you just say fuck the whole thing, I'm pulling out? What the fuck does that have to do with your broken toe?
Yeah.
So this guy is sus as hell, man.
Yeah. Well, and it's interesting too because Dana said multiple times, like, "Hey, I can't trust these guys," and there's reasons why you can't trust them.
Except for now, Dana's like, "Oh my god, like I've been talking to Conor every day. Like this is one of those lies you got to sniff out with Dana."
He said that at the press conference, right?
He said that like 3 or 4 times now.
Yeah, he hasn't downplayed Conor, but so this suspension just went active this month.
So it it got announced, but it's been active. I think they finalized it. Him and the agency, they came to a deal, but as they came to a deal, it's retroactive to when the penalties happened. So it's 18 months, but 18 months from when the penalty happened. So he's free to go in March of next year.
Oh. Okay,
so it's an 18-month suspension, but he only has about 5 months left to spend.
So he's already been suspended a year?
Well, he just has been inactive, right? And so technically, yes. It's retroactive. It's the same as like if you do, it's not exactly, but it's the same as if you do jail time, then you get your sentence, right? And if you already spent 90 days, you're credited for the night. So he gets time served because he hasn't fought.
Interesting.
But it's interesting. I don't like that because, bro, you were outside of the fucking pool. Like, that deserves something else. If you enter and exit the pool one time because your leg is broken, I can accept that. But you can't just be exiting and entering the pool willy-nilly and then just be like, 6 months, I'm good. Like, no. Like, there should be an extra penalty every time you exit the pool for no fucking reason.
Yeah.
And no, a broken toe isn't a reason.
Yeah, and he's kind of like, playing around the rope almost, right? Like,
come on, man. We know what's going on here. I'm not going to say it and accuse the guy, but yeah, he's like playing the fucking system.
Yeah.
Like, I can just exit the pool when I want to because I don't have to fucking...
I wasn't there.
Right.
I'm sorry I missed it. You know what I mean? Like, if you're on...
He doesn't have to worry about a paycheck from the UFC. These other guys can't do that.
Yeah. No, he's and that's probably why he's been trying to get real close to to Trump. To have Trump just call Dana and be like, bro, hey, we just signed an executive order. PEDs are legal.
Something. I don't know what's going on with Conor. So that's that situation though. I find it super suspicious. But ideally,
100% with you.
Yeah,
100% with you.
Super weird though because it's crazy because this whole time, right? Everybody's believed foot injury. I just want to even say it one more time because it can go over people's head as if like it's nothing, but it's like this whole time we believed it was a foot injury. And I think people really need to understand that on the same day he pulled out due to an injury, he missed a drug test and went on to miss 2 more the following week and then exited the pool. Yeah. He never made up for it. Never. For like 6 fucking months. But everybody wants to announce, right? This is the thing. Everybody announces Conor's back in the testing pool. Conor's back in. He's back in this bitch. Like, bro, you guys, like, let's fucking look at all this shit. Like, I don't give a fuck that he's back in. I'm pissed off that he's back in and that he left in the first place. Like, I'm still pissed off that he even exited that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's still like, he's back in. It's like, we got so much more digging to do. It's not just that he's back in. How about we announce the fact that he fucking pulled out, right, on the same day that he missed a drug test and start putting these clues together.
Honestly, that's a bigger story.
It's a massive story that nobody's really talking about right now.
Yeah, that's a bigger story. Because to play the system like that,
you canceled an event, bro. Press conference was there. You You didn't break your toe. You fucking pulled out this press conference because I'm gonna say a theory, okay? Hypothetically, my guess. I'm not saying it's fact, but it's like you fucking canceled a press conference because you were on some type of drug. Because you were going to fail a drug test. Let's keep it a buck here. You canceled that press conference, the event. That June 14th event was booked. The main event was booked. We had to have Pereira and so come in and fill the date. Pereira had to fight with a broken toe. Right? A broken foot, broken big toe or some shit. So it's like, you fucked that shit up too. Not only like all this stuff we just mentioned, but you fucked off the press conference. And it wasn't because you were injured.
Yeah. See, and it's so crazy because like I'm at the point with Conor's like, I don't even know why we're...
It's like everybody forgot the narrative last 6 months ago where everybody's saying he's never coming back. Dana White says one fucking positive thing about the guy and his army goes crazy.
Yeah. I mean, how long has it been since he fought? 3 or 4 years?
I'm still This is my theory. Okay, yes, it's been I don't know how long, but yes, around that time frame. I don't even know that he could do an MMA camp. Who's to say he could do a full MMA training camp? In my opinion, let this guy go fight in BKFC once, where he doesn't have to take kicks and knees and fucking elbows. Let him get a BKFC training camp. And if he could even do that, then okay, we can discuss him coming back to the UFC.
I'm still perplexed. Like, who does he fight?
In BKFC it would be Mike Parry, but in UFC it's Michael Chandler. Other than that, he's getting killed.
I can care less about...
He knows it.
I could care less about him fighting Michael Chandler. But, on this same, like, kind of wavelength.
It's definitely not a main event. It's definitely not a main event. That's disrespectful.
Give him a fight.
Chandler won 1 fight in the UFC, bro.
Give him an Apex.
Yeah.
That's the headline.
Or Chandler won 2.
Conor McGregor headlining the Apex. Michael Chandler, run it. Um, I was gonna say this because I saw that next bullet point you had wrote down.
Hmm.
Ilia.
Yeah. So what's going on? Him and the wifey
Oh.
are splitting up.
So they stopped following each other,
No,
right?
they follow each other still. That's why I was a little iffy because I saw that thing about the pictures, and then I looked at his profile. He only got one. She got none. They are still
No,
following each other.
that's still serious though.
And then though he posts that he's coming back, and he doesn't even acknowledge the allegations. I feel like that gives it some validity. He
And
posted
I
on the
think
same
that
day to Or. I saw this clip, so I'm just gonna repeat it. But he posted on the same day of these allegations to Aura Farm that he's coming back. You know what I mean? Same day of the allegations, he's like, "I'm coming back. Anybody, anytime." Everybody's commenting like, "Pray for the man who gets locked in the cage with Ilia." Like this guy's fucked. And Ilia's not addressing any of it.
so you know what I want to know? Who's jumped in her DMs already?
Probably a lot of people.
Uh-huh. Connor?
Connor's a dirtbag. He probably would.
John
He
Jones?
hates him. Probably not John Jones.
Hmm? Alex Pieta?
Uh, Probably only Connor.
I don't know, bro. I don't
Maybe
know.
maybe some other featherweights out there who don't fuck with
How
Ilia.
much would you pay to see those DMs?
That'd be crazy. I bet you there's some unsuspecting guys in there for sure.
Shannon Sharp? Bro,
I don't
come
think she's
on
that
now. You
famous.
know
I don't
this.
think she's that famous.
Hmm? The headline, once the headline comes out and a guy looks up, oh, hold up.
I'll say this: any guy who be going for a girl who just fucking broke up with her boyfriend, like knowingly, like on this type of level where you're watching it play out on social media, and then like you've been horned up for her this whole time, seeing her with fucking Ilia, and now Ilia's gone and you're hitting her up, like that's some cuck activities right there.
I bet you if you were
But
to
I bet you
see,
there's yeah.
if we were to look at the DMs and actually like able to like go through it, I bet you she has over 100 DMs from guys you're like, whoa, he sent the DM?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa. There's a high profile, bro. Like I'm even thinking like who's the soccer guy?
I bet you
Uh
like Ilia's training partners who low key like know her is probably like
what,
DMing her.
no. What's his name? Ronaldo, the soccer player? I think
Cristiano.
he's yes. Like I bet you there's some high profile names in her DM that are sports athletes.
There's dudes out there. I heard about this shit. There's dudes out there who like to get with the chick just because of the guy she was with.
I think maybe, but that's funny.
Isn't that funny though?
Yeah, it's fucked up.
They low
But
key like the guy. That's why.
in today's world, bro, this is so common though. It's so common now. Like it's almost like just
Infidelity or what exactly? The guys
well,
hitting up other
infidelity.
women or
Yeah, the DMs for sure.
hmm.
It's just super common now. You know, it's part of our society's like way of talking to each other. Especially
Yeah.
high profile people. You know, she has what millions of followers too. The things that get muddy with this one is that I think they have what? They have two kids together?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean but people do it all the time, man. Happens all the time. I'll pick a prediction. 3 to 6 months, she's dating another high profile athlete.
Damn. If she is, that's we know what her agenda was with Ilya.
I don't know if it's agenda, but I think she's already her family's rich too, right?
Yeah, her
Um,
family's rich.
yeah, so I think she's already thrown in this world, you know?
Yeah.
Um, already is pretty much in her own right a social media influencer. It goes hand in hand with this world.
You think like
Just like
Cardi B moving on from Offset to Stephon Diggs
yeah,
and shit like
but I could
that?
even see like even like but like maybe not in that world, but someone like an actor, Leonardo DiCaprio,
Uh,
something, you know what I mean? Like someone on that level of like very high status. even outside of the
Okay, let me
sports
give
world.
you an example because I know how.
Entertainment, though,
Yeah, because guys are slime balls now, right? And
always been, but
let me let me give you an example real quick of trying to just like maybe make your point for you or paint a picture of the type of dudes that Ilya might want to look out for. Do you remember? Do you remember that?
There's new baby daddy, the new baby daddy.
Yeah. Do you remember the guy who came to Ilya's last fight, the soccer player?
Yeah,
He was kind
I
of
can
like
picture
he was getting a lot of shit because people were saying like this guy thinks he's fighting, right?
it.
Do you know who I'm talking about? He's a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I can picture him. I don't remember him though.
Guys like that, right? Those are the ones you got to worry about.
Oh, yeah.
He is almost. I almost want to guarantee you that dude is in her DMs. I almost
I'm
want to
gonna
guarantee you.
just Google soccer friend
Yeah, Ilia Topuria's like soccer player.
Sergio Ramos.
Yeah, Sergio Ramos. I guarantee you, Sergio Ramos. If he's not in those DMs right now, he's gonna be soon.
Soccer is the easy transition for this conversation.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think it's gonna be a
It's
UFC
Spanish
fighter.
too. It's Spanish
Yeah.
too.
I don't think it's a UFC fighter, but I think it's something like a soccer player.
Culturally, she probably is more familiar with soccer than like a lot of the other
Right.
sports and shit like that.
And an actor. I can see an actor. I can maybe even like a team owner, someone that actually owns a team.
Mm-hmm. Something like that.
Then
Let's see.
we're
Let's
gonna
see.
and then we're gonna see the downfall of Ilya, dealing with baby daddy drama and baby mama shit. Fucking like his whole world's gonna fucking be
Well, it could go
different, bro.
one of two ways. Either Ilya's a strong ass motherfucker mentally, and he's gonna use this to do really well, or this could be something where it's like a downfall in his career, like a turning point. I think that's something low key a lot of people don't discuss.
Unless he like marries, I don't know.
Well, he should definitely upgrade. The problem is UFC fighters don't got that much game.
Yeah, I think he's different. He's different.
I hope so.
No, he's different. Like he actually is different. He got some swagger. He got some game to him.
I hope
Got some
so.
whole he has the whole matador like fucking thing going for him.
But I just want to bring this up real quick. I think sometimes when you see a fighter fall off and you might not know why or something like that, like just with this kind of thing that we're talking about right now, it's a reminder or like almost sparks an idea in my head. Like sometimes like maybe fighters fall off like because they have relationship problems, you know, and then you have a hard time training just mentally being there. Yeah. And then it kind of leaks out in the fight, you know.
Takes a toll.
Yeah, it takes a toll
emotionally.
For sure. It could go one of two ways. You know, you could do well with it, or you could emotionally be like kind of drained by the time you step in the octagon.
As long as we don't find out like 3 to 6 months that Ilya's like paying some OnlyFans girl, that's the only thing I don't want to hear. Tricking? Everything else is fine. Everything else is fine.
Ilya can't be tricking. You just said he got game, so ain't no way.
Yeah. Well, dude, I thought Shannon Sharp had game. This motherfucker paid some girl like $25 million that was on OnlyFans. Crazy.
Yeah, that is wild. Shannon Sharp too old, though, that's why. Shannon Sharp, once you get to that age, those girls don't want you.
They're using you, right?
Yeah, they're using you.
They're using you.
And the ones you're going to get for free aren't, those are the ones Rampage getting with.
There's levels. Yeah, he lives at a perfect time in his life. He can have anything he wants.
Anything he wants. I'm sure his DMs are flooded too. Probably, right?
Probably. And him shooting messages to other people.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let me give you a couple more here. Roger Jackson, charged.
I saw that.
Felony, battery, and misdemeanor battery.
Yeah.
I guess it would have been smart if I looked up how much time you get for these types of charges in California.
Said up to 7 years.
Up to 7 years.
Yeah.
Okay, so
that was the headline.
He got that. I guess my biggest question is, I wonder if Rampage Jackson regrets going on Ariel's show and calling for jail time for his son. Now that he's been charged and shit like that, could be facing 7 years. I wonder if he regrets that. Because I feel like that shit will be used against you. Like, people in court are going to be like, hey, your father said that you should be doing jail time. They also are seeking an enhancement for the great bodily injury that he caused Psycho Stu by hospitalizing him. So it's called a sentencing enhancement. So 7 years with an enhancement. Potentially.
Yeah, I mean, Rampage hasn't said, I don't think, a lot after a lot of that initial, because it's been over a month, right?
Yeah, after he went on Ariel's, he kind of shut up about it.
Yeah, he kind of like, because he's been in a lot of multiple things now. He's, even his own podcast, live streams where he hasn't, I don't seen him mention it anymore, but it was a dumb thing to say back then. He has to regret saying that. I'm hoping that the charges get reduced and they like kind of bring a lot to the forefront, and then they go back and they do a plea and say, hey, well, we're going to charge you with this one. Then this is what we'll know. We'll stick. We want you to do a plea, maybe do some community service, maybe some time in jail, but hopefully that, I'm sure he's going to get a good attorney.
Do you think that he will face
sure
time, or do you think he'll get out?
You think what?
Do you think he'll face time for this, or do you think he'll ultimately
No, I
plea
think
out?
they'll work something out. I think they'll work out a plea deal.
I think so. I think there's a lot of missing ends. It seems like also the state's pursuing this, or the county, and not like that would be my biggest thing. It doesn't seem like Psycho Stu pressed charges. It seems like the county or the state is going against him. And so how much cooperation, it remains to be seen, but how much cooperation are they going to get from all the wrestlers that were there, number one, the wrestling promotion, number two,
Organization.
and then Psycho Stu himself. Those are three big links that, like, you got to get cooperation from them. If not, I don't even see how you get a conviction on Raja being the state.
And I think too that's why they threw a few things at him, right? Like, hey, we're gonna give him three things:
misdemeanor and felony, right? Because if it doesn't hit with the felony, they're gonna go for that misdemeanor at least.
We'll go back to him immediately and just be like, hey, listen, we'll do a plea deal with you. We'll take 2 off the table, but we're gonna charge you with this, and you'll get X, X, and X. Community service, maybe some, 30 days in jail. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm just throwing numbers out there now. A fine, I don't know. But I think that's probably the outlet they'll go. I mean, if he gets a semi-decent attorney, I think that's everybody's, he may get an attorney that just wants to do it all pro bono and be like, to get his name out there.
Potentially, especially with Rampage Jackson, right?
Yeah.
No,
Rampage gotta know some attorneys.
Well, Rampage better. I think Rampage goes without saying. He may be a dumbass for saying his son should go to jail, but I know Rampage, or I would assume he's gonna get his son a good legal defense.
Bro, I'm still pissed that my camera somehow went to a different color.
Oh, it's fine.
I know, but I'm like, every time I'm at the studio, I'm like, all right, I got the coloring down.
Yeah.
I see this now. I was like, hey, all of a sudden, just like in the middle of it, it goes fucking.
Are you using a different light or no?
No,
Oh.
maybe because it dimmed down.
Yeah, because my ceiling light is like yellow, so I use different lights.
Anyway, my bad.
No, you're all good. Let me just say this though about the whole situation. I want to bring up 2 things that are, I think, big hanging points if this were to go to trial or whatever you want to call it. Number one, this whole thing would have never happened if if Psycho Stu never touched Raja. We can all agree on that, right? It would have never happened if Psycho Stu never laid hands on Raja.
Yeah.
I'll say that, and then I'll also say, Raja is gonna go ahead and say, that's not pro wrestling. I didn't know. I was just doing what I thought was pro wrestling. That's not it. It's not real. I didn't know that. Sorry. So what do you think? These 2 things I'm saying. Number one, it would have never happened if Psycho Stu never touched him. And number 2, just playing coy, being like, "Oh, you mean that's not pro wrestling?"
That's the move. I think that'd be super smart. Be like, "Hey, that's how pro wrestling is. It's all fake." The whole hospital was fake.
They played it up.
We played it all up, bro. It was part of the storyline.
Yeah.
That would be
No, he's actually gonna say, "I didn't know it was fake," but yeah.
No, if they went and they had the storyline, and you could like, look at, here's the storyline. This is what they wanted me to do.
Well, because there's also video of, that's what I'm saying. Like, not only is he gonna be like, "Oh, like that's not what I was supposed to do," he's also there's footage of him getting permission. The guy being like, "Go out there, get your receipt." So he's gonna chalk it all up to like, shit. I mean, I just didn't get what he was saying.
Because there's 2 paths to take, right? And if he has the right attorney, he's gonna really draw out those paths. Like, hey, these are our talking points. This is what we're sticking with. I'm gonna talk for you. You know what I mean? Like, they probably wouldn't even put him on the stand. So I think they get this worked out behind the scenes. But I think you're right. Like, I think that there's some positions that you can hold, and this is how you're going to sell what happened.
They'll probably be forced to work it out behind the scenes because of some of the stuff I'm bringing up. There's going to be a hang up, whether it's with the Psycho Stu, touching him first, whether it's with like Raja playing coy. There's gonna be a hang up, and they're gonna be like, all right, let's settle this.
Let's settle this. Yeah.
Okay. So we look forward to seeing what's gonna happen with Raja. He's got like some stuff coming up, so we'll give you guys updates when the time comes. But let me just.
Do we have any notes from the chat?
None from the chat right now.
Okay.
Let me bring up a couple more though.
I was gonna ask you how was the live stream on Saturday?
Live stream on Saturday was pretty good. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, wasn't bad. It wasn't as good as like Max Holloway, Dustin Poirier as far as viewership went. The viewership was a little bit down for the Corey Sandhagen Merab fight. Not gonna lie, but it was a good stream. It was a good stream. Let me say, Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez, and then we're gonna talk about the two fighters who passed away, and then we'll get out of here.
So
yeah, Strickland versus Fluffy Hernandez. Strickland basically said, "I'll give you like a little."
I think that's a good call out for Strickland.
I'm gonna see if I could just pull it up on my Instagram.
And I think that it's a good matchup because I'd like to see Sean Strickland's tested on the ground. I haven't seen that in a while because I know he has a good ground game. We know
he's claiming he's the only guy to like he can out wrestle Khamzat.
Yeah, I mean, I want to see it then. And I think Anthony Hernandez is a good someone that could test him because we know Anthony Hernandez has a good ground game. You know, he's showing that he has a good stand-up game now, and we know Sean Strickland has a really good defensive style, counter, you know, moving forward. So it's a good matchup in my eyes. I think it's a good call out for Sean Strickland, and I think that's a good move for Anthony Hernandez because if he beats him, he takes his number.
And like you just kind of mentioned, you know, you're beating a guy who's known for having good grappling and known for having good striking and striking defense. So Fluffy, it's like all respect if you get past a guy like Strickland.
Yeah,
all
it's respect. A win-win because this isn't like one of those like fights like, oh, that's a gimme almost. You know what I mean?
Like challenge.
That's a big challenge.
Again, I really like that fight just because it's two guys who are about it. You know, you like to see two alpha males.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
And it's gonna clash in the build-up. I like it.
Yeah.
You know, I'd love to see that face-off and shit like that, like already. That's be some good shit.
Sean Strickland would say something, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. Sean hates making eye contact and shit like that. So yeah, I like the Fluffy call out. Strickland said he was over the Izzy fight. And yeah, as far as like progressing your career, I like just a new matchup with Fluffy, the guy who's kind of on that streak right now, right? You steal that hype. It warrants you more of a title shot than a win over Izzy, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm all for Fluffy versus Strickland. Let's see if Fluffy wants to take that or not. Fluffy be getting injured and shit like that. That's his kryptonite. Fluffy is not super healthy. He's not super healthy. Even because remember... Sorry, what'd you guys say?
No, I was going to say he's been on a nice little 3-fight, like, you know, healthy streak.
Well, I was going to say he hasn't been healthy, but he's still winning. Like, I think in the Brendan Allen fight, he said that he was sick, right? He had staph infection. He had a floating rib, which just basically means, like, you like, bruised your rib really badly, I think, before the fight. So he was having a hard time training and stuff before the Brendan Allen. That's crazy. Then he took it again. He took another fight after that Brendan Allen. I think he was healthy for that one, but then he tried to turn around on who did he just beat? Fluffy just beat Delidze, right?
Yeah.
I think he was fairly healthy for Delidze, but something must have happened because he tried to make a quick turnaround, and then he had to pull out just now. So that's what I'm saying. And then before this Brendan Allen fight, there was a period earlier in like the middle of his UFC career where he was also a bit injury ridden. So he's kind of been dealing with like about 3 phases of injuries. He got to figure out a way to be healthier, because it's like every other fight, in a way, he's getting injured. And it's kind of, that's why people are like, you know, you got this big win streak, why aren't you fighting for a title and this kind of thing? And that's part of it a little bit. It's because he's building momentum, then he gets injured and shit like that. Just like it just happened. You know? So hopefully Fluffy can stay healthy, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And when is Sean available to go fight again? End of the year?
Something like that. I don't have it off the top of my head. But soon-ish.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to Suman Mokhtarian. Rest in peace to Arturo Gotti Jr. These are actually two super tragic deaths. They died way too soon. 33 years old, 17 years old. Suman
Wow.
Mokhtarian died due to gun violence or gang violence, apparently, in Sydney, Australia. Former UFC fighter. He was on The Ultimate Fighter. He also survived an attempt on his life last year.
That's crazy, man. That's super sad. Tragic.
Yeah, and then Arturo Gotti Jr., just a little bit of a story here. I mean, Arturo Gotti Jr. found hanging in an apartment in Mexico. 17 years old, trying to follow in his father's footsteps of being a boxer. For those that don't know, Arturo Gotti Sr. is known for his fight against Floyd Mayweather, and Sr. is known for his wars in general throughout his career.
Hmm.
Like, that's a phrase. Like, I think Dana even uses, he'll throw out that term. He'll be like, he's kind of like our Arturo Gotti. And that's the phrase, because Arturo Gotti was always known for going to war.
Right.
Now, I just said that about his son, but what's also really tragic about this and confusing is a lot of people have believed for a long time that Senior was murdered because he also died the same way. Senior was found hanging in a hotel room by like a purse strap, like in Brazil.
That's crazy.
And
I
so
didn't even know that.
about what, 10 years later or however many years later, let me just get this right because I wrote it down. 16 years later, just a little bit over 16 years later, his son found dead the same way. People aren't saying like his son was murdered, but I just want to put it out there that like they did die the same way, and people did feel as though, or a lot of people feel as though Senior was murdered. So it's a super odd situation. Is
That
all I
is
could say.
that is super odd, man, to have your father die. So he must have been what, 1 years old when his dad died?
Yeah, it looks like it. Just over 16 years.
And then to die in the same manner. I don't even it's shocking.
It's shocking to say the
That is
least.
shocking. It's sad, shocking, disturbing.
And so
Wow.
it's not being chalked up for anybody wondering. Yes, the young man was found hanging, but it's not chalked up as like a suicide yet. You know, they're
Hmm.
they're saying the death is unknown.
You know
So
what part of Mexico yet?
no, I don't know what part of Mexico. But then, this guy, so rest in peace to Junior, that's just tragic. I can't say much, but like, I mean, maybe this young man was hurting or something like
Yeah.
that. If he did happen to do it, maybe he was hurting. It's tough to grow up without a father, you know what I mean? And so, I guess the only silver lining in it is that he got to reunite with his dad in heaven. So if he was missing his dad, whatever the case, they are reunited.
Yeah, that's wow, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah, but I definitely
God,
didn't want to
life
just like not address it. So
life is a blessing. And for any people out there, I've been saying this more lately. If any people out there is, watching us or staying tuned that are battling, you know, um, depression, mental health, man, reach out to us,
hmm
DM us. You know what I mean? Like, um, especially if you're feeling that way. You know what I mean? I think I forgot the suicide hotline 688. I could be wrong though.
yeah, no, I hear you. Shout out to
RIP. RIP.
yeah, and everybody's got shit that they're dealing with. It's just you got to find out ways to kind of everybody got to find their own way.
Yeah.
But life's not easy for anybody at all.
Yeah.
This guy Suman Mokhtarian, yeah, so this thing happened in broad daylight. It's a suspected gangland hit while he was out for a walk in Sydney, Australia.
Mm.
People
Is
are like thinking maybe he was connected to organized crime if he's
white
being
dude or what?
targeted. Huh?
He's a white dude?
He's looks like he's Middle Eastern.
Oh, really? Okay.
Mokhtarian's about kind of something, right?
Yeah, that sounds yeah. That sounds right.
But yeah, there's like somebody wrote something like these people never confuse or accidentally off innocent people. It's pretty much confirmed he was involved. It's a damn shame. I'm just reading a comment.
Yeah, it is crazy to think though, no matter where in the world there's this type of violence happening every day, every city, every country, every region, us living in the United States, we hear a lot about this, but you can go across the world and this is another story that's evident to, gang violence, just happening in throughout the world. And sad to hear. Sad to hear.
Yeah,
Taking
definitely.
another person's life. Just
I don't know the circumstances behind it, but rest in peace again, man. All that kind of
yeah,
stuff sucks.
yeah.
So that's pretty much the show. Didn't mean to end it on a sad
All
note.
right,
You
who do
got
you?
anything
I
positive?
guess I'll take Oliveira this weekend,
Okay, you'll take
and
Oliveira.
I'm gonna take Jackson. I'm gonna take Jackson.
Okay, I'll take Oliveira too. Yeah, I'll take Oliveira too. Corey Sandhagen still believes he can beat Marab.
Give him Sean O'Malley, because Sean
Give him
O'Malley
Sean
still thinks he
O'Malley.
can beat Rob too. So why don't they both fight each other?
The winner can definitely beat Marab, right?
Yeah.
I will just say this about Sandhagen. I know that I was kind of picking apart his confidence and shit like that. So since I did that, I just want to say he stood on business. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
fight, he took that beating. He talked a big talk, but he also walked the walk, and he showed improvement from the Umar loss to the Marab loss. There was a big improvement as far as not accepting the takedown. Go back and
Yeah.
watch the Umar fight. Corey spent a lot of time on his back after Umar took him down, and he made the mental note in this one, like, I'm not going to do that this time. Like, you could take me down, but I'm getting up. And even at times where it looks stupid for Corey to get up, right, because he just kept getting dragged back down, it's like, why not just stay down? I think Corey proved something to himself in a way that, like, I don't give a fuck. Like, take me down 100 times. I'm not sitting on my ass. Like, that's bottom line.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to say, I'm not going to lay on my back to avoid getting taken down again. Fuck that. I'm going to get up every time. You got to do it over and over again. And I
And it
respect
almost
that.
gives and it almost gives you the confidence. Anytime you ever face somebody else that takes you down, and you'd be like, "Nah, bro, I stood toe to toe with Marab. Like, come try to do that with me.
Right. Versus if you
I'm
were
gonna
to have
get up."
given up to the takedowns, you kind of almost have that defeated mindset of like, I hope I don't get taken down and held down. But in a way, it's like a minor win where he's like, nah, I got taken down, but he never held me down. Look at
Hmm.
what he did to O'Malley, submitted O'Malley. Look what he did to Umar. He held Umar down too for longer periods than he held me down. Like, at least it's a small win for him.
Yeah.
Versus, like I'm saying, a big negative. And he also didn't get his ass beat super crazy. Some guys, for a 5-round domination, they suffer crazy brain damage and all this stuff. Corey got his ass beat for sure, but he mostly got ragdolled.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so I think that's
But like,
another silver lining is he
but
didn't get the dog shit beat out of him.
I would tell this, like I said, though, he was going into that fourth down. It was 2-1. I wanted to see more. Like I thought he left some things out in the field. Like
Do
I
you think he
wanted to
was
see
too
it.
fucking tired, though, or too broken, you think?
No, I
You
just
think he
think
still had
that
it in the tank?
he either just didn't. My battery's about to die. Oh shit.
We're
We'll
pretty
have to do
much
this
done.
next time. Yeah.
Plug your shit in, bro.
I got the adapters downstairs.
Okay. So are we pretty much done? It's going to die?
Yeah.
All right. All right, boys. That's the stream. Peace out,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys next Wednesday. And we got UFC Rio on Saturday. So tap into the stream on Saturday, too. Peace out, homies.
It probably has like 5 minutes left.
Well, you want to finish your thought real quick? You were in the middle of saying
No, no,
something.